we're back.
We're back. You're back. Someone's back.
We're back. Well, we're back indoors. We're back inside the house, the main house.
Yeah, we're in our living room this time because it was, 113, 114 today, and it was just way too hot to be out in the shed.
The shed does not have proper air conditioning.
No, I would have been melting.
Yeah.
So
Jay and I, we can suffer through it, but...
I can't.
No.
So, Mark
it was
graciously...
weather conditions unfit for a lady.
So Mark graciously brought the studio indoors to our living room.
And we're making it work. So the lighting's a little off, the audio's a little off, but we're making it work.
Yeah, we're at our coffee table. But we just got back
from vacation. Yeah, we took another vacation.
Yeah, we didn't take a family vacation last year, so it was nice to take one.
This is our second one this year. The cruise.
Yeah. I forgot about the cruise. Well, this one was just our little trio.
Just us.
Yeah,
and then there were three.
Yeah.
It's like Genesis.
Yeah. It's like I don't mind going places with my mom, but it's nice to just have us.
Yeah. She's great. But sometimes, just fewer is better.
So guess where we went?
Hey, I'll let you figure it out for a second. Okay, time's up. Did you figure it out?
We went to Disneyland.
It was Disneyland.
It was so fun. I liked it.
Yes, it had been 6 years since we've been there.
Yeah, and I really consider this Lily's first real trip. She's gone twice before, but once she was 7 months old, and the second time she was like 2 years old.
Yeah.
So I don't think...
No, she's not going to remember.
She's not going to remember any of that. So
very unlikely.
So this was really like Lily's first real trip, and she was tall enough to go on the rides, and she had a blast.
Yeah.
She's just been talking about Disneyland ever since.
I mean, taking an infant to Disneyland is...
It's hard.
It's hard. Oh, my God. And it's a lot of work, and it's mostly for the parents. It's mostly, you're doing it for your benefit. They're not going to remember it.
No.
It's like the birthday parties. You're doing it for your entertainment.
For your memories, your pictures that you're going to take of them looking cute and whatnot.
Like the one of Lily at like 7 months sitting on the golden anvil with the sword and the anvil. And you just got this look at her.
Like, what am I doing? This is cold. Get me off.
My butt's cold. Just got this look of, what? What do you expect me to do?
Yeah. She had this cute little Snow White outfit on, and she was adorable, but yeah, she's not going to remember that.
No. I mean, we will.
That being said, Disneyland does have a baby services center, which made things a lot easier.
Yes, right next to the corn dog cart.
Yeah, the corn dog cart in the bathrooms at the end of Main Street there.
And the photography shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have...
shoved in the back there.
Yeah, they have high chairs. They have a little kitchenette with a microwave and a sink in case you need to microwave formula or food or anything like that.
Changing tables.
Miniature toilets for training kids.
Yeah, that are like this tall.
Yeah.
For their short little legs. And I think you said they even had like private booths for nursing.
Yeah, they had like private little cubicles with recliners in them for nursing women. So
full shop, man. Full on everything you need.
Yeah, and it helped a lot when we went there with Lily when she was 7 months old. So
yeah, plunk her into a high chair and feed her.
Yeah, that was back when she was eating easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, vigorously. She was like, ah.
Yeah.
You got a picture of that. Just her mouth is open as it can get. Like, put food in it. But anyway, so yeah, she just turned 8, and this was supposed to be her birthday present / family vacation. So, we decided to go,
and we wanted to make sure, and so we kind of catered it to her because there's a few things that we do. It's like the trip is not complete unless we do these things, the
Yeah.
churro cart, the Dole Whip, the corn dog,
Mm-hmm.
going to downtown Disney and getting a Jamba Juice. For some people, Jamba Juice is a very rare, regular thing. For us, not so much.
It's like the only time we have Jamba Juice is when we go to Disneyland.
Yeah. And we got a peanut butter. What the blubbins?
Yeah, he ordered a peanut butter mousse. It's like, well, we can make it for you, but we're out of peanut butter, so it wouldn't taste like peanuts. Do you still want it? It's like, no.
No.
It's like that time I went to KFC and they said we're out of chicken.
What? Yeah, that'd be, it's like, you order a plate of spaghetti. I'm sorry, we're out of noodles, but I could pour sauce in a bowl.
Yeah.
That's not spaghetti.
But yeah, we've got our little.
I got a chocolate mood instead.
Yeah,
it
the
was
chocolate
good.
mood's
It was
good
great.
too.
That was good.
We have our little traditions, that we do. I'm sure every family does.
Yeah. But we geared it more towards how many things can we get Lily on, and will she enjoy them? One of the first things we went on was
The carousel.
the carousel, King Arthur's carousel, and she loved that.
Oh, we got so many good smiles out of her.
Yeah.
I do want to touch on one thing before we get into all that is Disneyland offers now, well, they've always offered, but now there's a very, very strict crackdown on the disability
the DAS
services. So before, back in the good old days, before COVID, Disneyland had the Fast Pass system. It worked. It was free. It wasn't broken, so of course they had to fix it. You take your ticket, stick it in the kiosk, till it gives you a little card, says come back between this time, go back, go on the ride.
It was great. It was great.
Simple.
You could get a Fast Pass for Indiana Jones, and then while that's queuing up, it tells you it's time to return between come back between 1:30 and 2:30 or something.
Yeah, it's always an hour window. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you could go on Jungle Cruise and go see get a Dole Whip and go see the Tiki Room, and then come back to Indiana Jones and get almost right on the right.
Yeah,
perfect.
So it worked, but then COVID happened, and then they realized, why give it to them for free when we can charge them for it? So they got rid of the Fast Pass system and introduced Genie Plus, which is an extra $30 per person per day. So if you have a 3-day park hopper, you're going to be paying, and you got 3 people going, you're going to be paying $90 for each one of those 3 days.
Per person?
It's $30 per person. So if you have 3 people going, it'd be an extra $90 per day.
So that's $270.
Yes. And
that is a lot of frigging money.
Yeah.
To get on track.
When you're already paying $150 per person just to get in, that is a lot of freaking money. So, of course, what did people start doing? They started abusing the disability services. Started saying they were disabled when they weren't. And it just ruined it for everybody.
Yeah.
Because why pay for this service when I could lie and get it for free?
Right.
So it was just being totally abused, and so finally Disney said, no more, we're cracking down.
But they couldn't get rid of it because some people legitimately
need it.
What does DAS mean?
Disability Access Services.
Okay.
And so I had done some research, found out about that, and that they put strict guidelines that it's got geared towards people who cannot stand in line for long periods of time. And it says specifically, like children with autism or similar. So I was like, okay, fine, cool, let's check that out. So I go on the website, and, I look it up, and you have to I did a search for it because I couldn't find it in just the site map. But, do a search, DAS Pass System, and it takes you to the guest relations page where, gives you terms and conditions, got to accept those. And you were to have a face-to-face video chat with a cast member, and they would interview you basically and see if they determined whether or not you needed this pass.
I mean, it sucks that it's come to this point, but I'm glad Disney just adapted and found a way to make it work.
Yeah, well, at least for autistic is. There's so much controversy going around now that like people in wheelchairs are sometimes getting denied because like, well, you can wait in line. You're just sitting in a chair. Unless there's stairs or things like that would physically prevent their wheelchair from going there. In which case it's a case by a ride basis. But anyway, we're just going to discuss the autism section that we experienced.
Our personal experience.
So I went on my phone.
Anecdotal though it may be, it is a valid experience.
Yeah. Went on my phone and queued up to talk to a cast member. 3 days, 7 hours each day. It doesn't work. The pre-registration on the website does not work. Forget it. Don't waste your time. Because I had done research and they're like, well, if you can pre-register because it's going to take so much longer to do it at the park. That was a lie.
No, registering at the park was great.
It was easy. So, because we're like, okay, can't pre-register. We'll just do it at the park. And if we can't do it at the park, we'll take toys, we'll take video games, her tablet, things to keep her busy.
Yeah, and you have to do it day of.
Yeah, because we went there the day before. After, arrived on Monday, and then after we arrived and checked into our hotel, we went down to downtown Disney, and I talked to the lady at accessibility services.
There's a lot of S sounds in that.
And she's like, oh, you got to come back tomorrow. It's got to be the day of. So the accessibility services
opened at 7.
Yeah,
the park opens at 8. So there is that little bit of a jump start.
Yeah, they open up an hour before the park does. And so we're like, okay. So we decided.
I mean, that helps a little.
It helps a little. So we decided, okay, we'll get there really early. Try and get registered. And I was just dreading it. It's like everyone's going to be there first thing in the morning trying to get one of these things. We're going to have to wait for so long. If it's too long, just forget it. We'll figure it out.
Early bird gets the worm, man.
Apparently, because we got there at 7:30.
Well, see, I was banking on most people are on vacation. They're going to sleep in.
But then there's, Disney nerds like me who want to be there at road drop, So it's like there's memes out there. There's memes out there. It's like 2 panels. It's like me at 6 a.m. on a weekday, and it's just like, hanging halfway out of bed, not being able to wake up. And it's like me at 6 a.m. when I'm going to Disney, got the ears, got the balloon, got the everything's ready to go. Yeah, that's me. So.
Well, that means to get you out of bed early, I just got to make it worth your while.
Yeah.
If I served you Disney pancakes every day. Ow. I got to stop fidgeting.
Yeah, stop fidgeting, dear. So we got there at 7:30. No line at all. We were seen immediately. And this is in the middle of summer. It was a busy day. There were a lot of people there.
Peak season.
So we get there at 7:30 and they took us right away. And ironically, or coincidentally, not ironically, coincidentally, we talked to the same lady we had talked to the day before. And she was very nice. Erica, you were awesome.
Super helpful.
And she was very sweet. And what happened is she just, first she asked, what is the disability? I told her, she's autistic and she has trouble standing still for a while. And she's like, well, what are some of the challenges you guys face in daily life? And it's like, how do you handle her in real life? And I told her, well,
going to the grocery store.
I go into the grocery store. And it's like, well, one person waits in line, the other person walks around with her, which is what we do.
She really likes the claw games.
She loves the claw games. She just likes to look at them.
Unfortunately,
press the buttons.
Well, unfortunately, she figured out you got to put money in them to make them work.
So, I told her, well, it's usually one stays with her, the other does stuff. And if she stays still for too long, she starts to flail around. And while I'm talking to the lady, Mark's standing behind me with her, just
trying to keep her occupied from wandering off, really.
Yeah, and she's just moving nonstop through this whole thing,
Yeah.
So she's the lady...
between autism and just being 8, she doesn't do still.
No.
Most 8-year-old kids don't do still. Autism kids
really don't do still. And don't do still, and if they are forced to do still, it sometimes results in a meltdown.
Yes, it's like, I think it's like physically painful.
I think it is. Like, it's like when you have an itch, but you can't scratch it. I think that's what it's like for them. So,
I'm going to put that meme of the kid with the veins sticking out like this. It's like when you're an autism kid and you're being forced to sit still. That's what it is. That meme.
Yeah.
Future me find that.
So, like, I was talking to the lady. She's like, okay, well, based on what you've told me and based on what I'm seeing, and she kind of looks over my shoulder. She's like, I think a desk pass would be beneficial for you guys. So we went. So she pulled out my app. She got me all fixed up, told me, a rundown on how to use it. Whole process from arriving at the window to leaving, less than 10 minutes.
Yeah. Yep.
Less than 10 minutes. So,
I mean, it felt like longer for me because I was wrangling Lily, but it was quick. Erica was super helpful. She got us moving, and we were,
we were in and out in less than 10 minutes, and
still had to stand there and kind of figure out. It's like, okay, so what are we gonna do until 8 o'clock? At rope drop at 8 o'clock.
So
go watch the fountain, I guess.
Yeah, at this point it was about a quarter till rope drop. So they were starting to let people in there. At that point, it's just you had to stay on Main Street. So we went in, we took some pictures and walked around, had breakfast. First time eating at the Carnation Cafe. It was very good.
Yes, that was a good omelet.
Mark got a Walt's chili omelet.
Chili cheese omelet. That was with potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
It came with potatoes.
Mine came with potatoes too. I got an egg sandwich, and it was really good. Yeah. And, it's like the egg sandwich had like this like egg patty that had cheese inside of it. It was really cool.
Yeah, it does sound good.
Yeah.
This was like IHOP level 3-egg omelet, folded around some. What was it? What was in the middle of it? I think it was some hash browns.
And chili poured on top.
And chili and it had cheese in it, cheese inside of it, and then chili on the outside. And I'm not sure. It was probably like some canned chili. It was like at least Stag brand or something, but it was good. It had a lot of flavor to it, and it filled you up. Lots of eggs. Eggs are good protein. They keep you going.
Yeah. So Lily, bless her heart, she stayed patient through all that because we hadn't eaten. We made sure she ate before we left the hotel room. But we hadn't eaten yet, so
well, we knew eating for her was going to be a challenge, hit and miss.
Yeah,
because she's going to be so excited, and when she gets excited, she definitely does not eat.
Mm-mm.
So every time we sat down for 5 minutes, here, try to
eat a cracker. Eat a cracker.
Try and get something in her.
And she's just like, no. It's like, no, yes, eat.
I wasn't asking.
Yeah. There was one time we were waiting in line, I think it was for the canal boats, and she's like, my tummy's grumbly. I need 1 cracker.
She specified one. Yes.
It was so cute. But
oh man, that was another one I think she really liked, the canal boats, the Storybook Land canal boats.
I was a little worried when we got there. It's like, what if this is all just sensory overload for her? There's so much to look at. There's music everywhere. There's noise everywhere. But she stayed really calm. She's
getting really good at it. I think her curiosity often overrides the shock factor because she's always been insatiably curious and has to see everything.
Yeah,
and that was part of her personality that manifested very early on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When she was 2 years old, that upper lip sticking out, just like.
Oh yeah, she was so cute. Whenever she started thinking, she'd stick out her upper lip and just kind of reach up, try and grab it. Yeah, it's so cute.
Just those big old eyes, just like got to see everything.
Well, the moment she came out, her eyes were open and she was looking around the hospital room. So she's always been like that. But,
so I think her curiosity quells the panic or the overstimulation.
Mm-hmm.
She does.
Plus, we also had her ear protectors, and I think that helped him some.
Yes, that's a good top tip.
Yes, if you're going to Disneyland with an autistic kid who's got sensory issues, take the ear protection.
And maybe, the lanyard with the koosh for them to fiddle with. Because
Yeah.
I've heard that really helps some kids. I don't know if that helps Lizzie.
Lily's never been one for the fidget toys. I mean, I filled my backpack up with fidget toys, and I gave them to her in the car, and she just put them back in the backpack. So
No, she preferred to just look out the window or just
she
kind
just
of...
loves watching the world go by.
I don't know if... what about Lizzie?
I don't know. She's got her cup she's got to have at all times. That's kind of like her safety blanket, but I don't know if she... No, she's more of a phone watcher than a fidgeter. But anyway. So after we ate, we were like, okay, let's go on something easy. Start easy and go from there. So we went on the carousel. Lily had to go through the castle. She was so excited about that castle.
A castle! A castle!
She just had this look of wonder on her face all day, and I just loved that so much.
For her, the whole day was pure magic because she's been watching the videos.
Yeah, she'd watch these
day
videos.
At Disneyland and all the walkthroughs,
YouTube videos of rides, and she probably had no idea these were real things you can go on.
So that's pure magic to her. It's
Yeah.
like, this exists.
Yeah. So she saw it firsthand. We walked through the castle into Fantasyland, and we went on the carousel first. And I got pictures of her, just the biggest smile on her face. It was so, like, before we went on anything with her.
See if I could post a few of them in here.
Yeah. Before we went on anything with her, I tried to explain to her what was going to happen. If you have a kid, an autistic kid, who can understand simple terms, that might be a good idea to do because it gives them an idea of what to expect. So when we were got her on the horse, got her buckled in, we were getting on our horses and like, okay, Lily, it's going to go up and down and forward. And she's like, okay. So she knew what to expect.
Well, she kind of knew what to expect from watching the videos, but when you're in person, it's a different game.
Yeah. And
remember, you pointed out a fun piece of trivia about the King Arthur Carousel. All the horses are jumpers. And
are still jumpers.
Are still jumpers, and they're all white. And Walt did that on purpose. He specified those two features.
Yeah, everyone was to ride a white horse, and they all had to be jumpers. And his Imagineers went through so much trouble to find enough jumpers.
Contacting every company that made carousels. In 1953 or 1954. So no internet. You're just combing through phone books, looking through
relying on contacts and
phone trees. Somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody.
But it took them a while. But they were able to wrangle enough jumpers and paint them white.
Yeah.
To go on the carousel in time.
And the reason they're white is the hero always rides a white horse in every fairy tale. And the jumpers was just because it was more exciting?
I guess. He liked them.
I'm sure there was an actual reason. Yeah.
It's Walt.
I mean, Walt was such a madman. He insisted the finials be painted gold.
He was a man with a vision, and he was going to get his vision come hell or high water. Drove his brother nuts.
The finials at the top of the castle are real gold. To which Roy's like, Walt, we don't have the money for this. What? No, Walt. And Walt did it anyway.
He did it anyway.
Commissioned it anyways. Roy lost some more hair trying to find the money to pay for these things, but then stood up and looked at it one day.
That does look really good.
He was right. I'm still mad at him, but he was right.
So we kind of went from like 0 to 45 with Lily because we rode the carousel.
Yeah.
And then there was only like a 10-15 minute wait for Dumbo. So we went on Dumbo. And she had fun with that. And I kept on, because, they have the little toggle in the front. You go higher or lower. And it's like, you want to go higher? Yeah. So I started pressing it up. And then I'd stop. It's like, higher? Yeah. Start pressing up. Lower. And start pressing it down.
Yeah. I had the same on the rockets.
The same thing, yeah. It's like she wants to go high, but not too high. So we had fun. We got the blue elephant.
Oh, you got I
Yeah.
got some good pictures of you on there.
Yeah, so she had fun
It's
with
hard
that.
to get pictures because
Well, it goes by so fast.
yeah, well, that and phone cameras, there's always a delay.
Delay, yeah.
So you've got to time when I had to time it, the delay on the camera when you were coming at me, but you also had to be kind of level with me and not up, because otherwise I'm just getting the bottom of an elephant. That's not a very interesting picture.
But while we were in line for Dumbo, we got into the virtual queue for using the DAS Pass. We got into the virtual queue for Big Thunder Mountain.
Yeah.
And this is one she's watched on videos before. Hundreds of times. It's like she's gonna like this as long as she takes her cues from us. If we're like fretting over, you gonna be okay? You gonna be okay? You gonna be okay? She's gonna think, okay, this is probably not something I'm gonna want to do.
Now, and this applies to pretty much all children.
Kids.
Your kids take your cues from you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're watching a movie or you're going somewhere or whatever is happening, your kids emotionally and intuitively look at you. Whatever your emotional state you're projecting is what they're gonna pick up on.
And we were just like, yeah, this is going to be so fun. We're going to finally ride the train. It's going to be great.
Yeah, if you're excited, they're going to be excited.
Yeah, and she started getting excited.
I got to stop doing that.
Yeah. So she started getting excited. So we got on the virtual queue, barely had to wait at all.
Yeah.
So once you get the DAS Pass and figure out how to use it, it works.
Mostly, yeah.
So it's just don't do the pre-registration.
No.
So
well, I mean, they've had this system and the guy that helped us at Big Thunder, I really made his day with the comparison. They've had this system for like not even a month.
June 19th is when they put the system into play. So not even a month.
Yeah.
Just a few weeks. So
because
a lot of
we went on the 10th, so just shy of a month.
Yeah. So yeah, even him, he's like, this is all kind of new. Just a second. Let me and he was very nice. He was, ushering people through while trying to help us figure out how to use this. But once you figured it out, it was easy to use.
Well, I told him that, hey, it's, it'll get better over time. He's like, oh, yeah, I hope so. Like, hey, it's still working better than opening day. It kind of took half a second. Yeah.
But
opening day was legendary.
So Lily, she rode next to Mark on the train, and I was behind them, and we were
also,
just
top tip on Big Thunder: if you have kids, put them to the right. Most of the turns are right-hand turns.
So otherwise, you'll squish them.
Right. Make sure bigger person on the left side of the car, because most of the turns are to the right. So gravity shifting.
Yeah. And he did that, and it worked out well. And it's like, we had our arms up, we were wooing. I think she had her arms up for some of it, and then she started holding onto the bar after that.
Yeah. She needed the stability.
But she still had fun. Like, we got off of it. I was like, did you like that? And she's like, fast is scary. And I was like, yeah, but did you like it? She's like, yeah.
She wanted to go on it again.
She wanted to go on it again.
Every time we walk past it, Mom, can we ride the train?
Mom, train. It's like, let's ride other things first and then maybe see if we can go on it again.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, because, she took her cues from us and she got on it. She loved it. And so we're like, okay, well, let's see how she does on the Matterhorn. Like, at that point, it was like an hour-long queue for the Matterhorn. So I stuck us in there, and we went and rode some other stuff. We went on Pirates of the Caribbean. She did great on that.
Yeah. She was a little scared of the drops because it's dark.
She was more scared of the dark than she was the drops.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we put her ear protection on her. And the boat took off, and once it got really dark, she's like, Mom, I can't see. And it's like, me and Mark both put an arm around her, and it's like, we're right here, it's okay.
Yeah, we got you, we're right here.
But the pirates, the drops, all that, she was totally cool. She was even at the end when everyone's singing Yo Ho Pirates she was doing this and singing along. It was adorable.
So there was a free treatments there. This is the first time you and I have been on it since they
renovated it.
Yeah, the most recent renovation.
Yeah, it's like, because we were talking about it, standing in line for the pirates, and The last time we went, she was 2, and that was like right after they did the renovations.
Yeah, they got rid of the bride auction and a number of other things.
Yeah, and you asked me, it's like, didn't you write it last time we came? It's like, no, I refused to write it because I was bitter.
Points for honesty. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be,
but it was still sucks.
Yeah, it's not as good as it used to be, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. So it was kind of meh. And they got rid of, and this touched on a few things that the Disneyland park itself. Not only are they changing a lot of their policies, the woke diversity crowd has had their influence, and that is definitely playing. The Karens have been running things and ruining the scripts. Like, they're pirates. I'm sorry, pirates offend you, but they do pirate things.
And when Mark Davis designed that ride,
not me.
Not
the
him.
Disney animator.
The Disney Imagineer Mark Davis. And Walt came to him and said, I want a pirate ride. And he started doing research, and he's like, there's nothing glamorous about a pirate's life. They basically lived in horrible conditions, died young of venereal disease. There's nothing to glamorize here. So he decided to make it a mockery.
Yeah.
Instead, a mockery of a pirate's life. But that doesn't always come through, and not everybody knows that. Only turbo nerds like me know that.
Well, most people don't even know who Mark Davis is.
Any Disney fan will.
True. But the casual.
Yeah.
A casual is not going to know who that is.
Right.
They're not going to know Exentercio or Thurl Ravenscroft. They're not going to know these names. They're not going to know the purposes behind things.
Well, Thurl Ravenscroft was just an actor.
True.
But he did do a lot with Disney.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But they're not going to know Bob Gurr or Exentercio is my point.
Yeah. I'll agree with you there. But anyway, so, yeah, they had to change a lot, Yeah, human trafficking sucks, but it's what they did. They didn't acquire goods legally to auction off. That's dumb.
No, I mean, if you just Google the word piracy.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is still something that's still happening today. There are still pirates out there today. Cruise ships have to do things, and cargo ships have to do things to fend off actual private pirates today, and they are not glamorous. They don't swashbuckle anymore. No, they show up with AKs.
Yeah. They have their territories they are not to leave.
I mean, it's like gang rivalry.
Yeah, and because they're on international waters, there's nothing that could be done about it.
Oh.
So, anyway, yeah, they had to get rid of a lot of, the part. I'm a nostalgic. I like things to stay the way they were.
Guilty as well.
However, that being said, the changes they made to the Matterhorn were awesome.
Oh, man. Okay, I'm okay with things changing if it's an improvement. If it's a bona fide improvement. Changing the Yeti was an upgrade.
Yeah, because it didn't take away from the story of the ride.
Right, which is that you're going through the Matterhorn and
you're being chased by a Yeti.
It's a simple story.
Yeah, it's a simple story, and the Yeti going from to
chasing. You see it coming.
You see him chasing you throughout the ride. He shows up in 2 different places.
Yeah,
3 if you count the little ice windows at the front.
Yeah, as you're going up. You see him on.
You see him like he notices you, and he doesn't like that you're there, and he's gonna chase you down.
You're in his backyard, man. You done goofed.
The first time I rode that ride after they did those changes, I was there with my mom, my brother, and my cousin who lives in Southern California. Met up with us with her boyfriend at the time.
Hey guys,
it's still their boyfriend at the time. They're fiancés.
They're fiancés now. Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting married soon.
It's gonna be a fun wedding.
Yeah, they're getting married soon. But anyway, it was my cousin, her boyfriend, and my mom and my brother, and we went on the ride. And I guess it was the first time he had rode it since they made the changes because we got off of it. And Robert's like, I was a little scared.
Well, especially since there's one where you're like making this hard left-hander. It's like almost a hairpin U-turn, and the Yeti like swings out at you. Like for half a second there, you think he's gonna, he's within reaching range.
Yeah.
And there's a couple times it's like he's right there, and he's gnarly. His fur's matted. There's drool. The eyes glow red.
Yeah, and he looks very ferocious.
Yeah,
a lot better than he used to look. But
yeah,
those changes were
a lot better
awesome.
than.
Yeah.
So,
well,
that was peak technology at the time.
Yeah, they made Matterhorn Mountain in 1959, and that was the best they had at the time. So.
And as far as I know, and I think it's true, that was the first
tubular coaster. Yes,
tubular track coaster.
Thank Bob Gurr for that.
Yep.
And he's like, I wasn't trying to make anything new or set a new standard. I was just trying to make it as easy as possible.
Yeah, they just
you can bend conduit really easily.
Yeah. And that's how they invented it.
And that's been like the standard ever since.
Yeah.
And but yeah, that Lily rode that ride and she loved it too. I was a little worried because they got this new seating system. Before they had like 2 seats per car, and you can either sit by yourself or sit one person and then another person in front of you. But now they got rid of that, and it's just 3
and 3.
Yeah, 3, 1 person per seat.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, put Mark in front, Lily in the middle, me in the back. And it's like, I can't see her face. I don't know if she's scared. I don't know if she needs, a hand on her to tell her it's okay. It's like, but it didn't matter. She loved it. So.
Yeah, she was. Yeah. she probably flinched when the Yeti came up, I imagine. But the rest of when you're just going.
Yeah, she was loving it.
It felt faster.
Yeah, we were talking about that last night. It's like, because before, when it was all based on gravity, so the heavier your car, the faster you went. So you wanted to get as many people crammed into your car as possible, because then it goes faster. But they must propel it somehow now. Like,
I did see the little wheels.
Well, those have always been there, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe they turned up the RPMs or something. Because, it did seem faster. I think they do that to...
When it's busier?
When it's busier, yeah. That helps control the flow. I know they always did that on Splash Mountain. If it was a busy day, they upped the current.
Yeah.
So maybe they do that on the Matterhorn as well, because it was a busy day.
Would make sense. But yeah, it felt faster, and it's great. Matterhorn Mountain is still great. There were a few maintenance problems we noticed in the park.
Yeah, I did.
Coming back to pirates.
Yeah, I did say, I guess that's not working today a lot.
Yeah.
Or I guess that's broken a lot. I said that a lot.
Yeah, because there was a pirate that wasn't moving.
That, when you get past the auction scene, you have the ladies chasing the pirates with like a broom or something like that. There's, like
the pirates
3
are
of
stealing
them.
stuff, yeah.
3 or 4 of them. But the last one, like, they weren't going around in circles. It's like, all I have to do is go in a circle. It's like all they do. And it wasn't doing that. So,
no, it was kind of behind the pillar.
Yeah.
That he's being chased around, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if he was, like, getting upgrades or refurbishment or anything, but the pirate
broken.
Or just broken, but the pirate with, like, all the hats that's kind of, like, teetering between the boat and the dock, he wasn't there.
Yeah. I don't even think the boat was there.
I don't know. There was a boat there. I don't know if it's the one he always... Because they could have just put a boat there, and the one he tries to get on has to have some sort of mechanisms in it, so...
Maybe.
I don't know.
But, and then there was the Buzz Lightyear Astroblazer. Buzz wasn't working.
Buzz wasn't working.
In the queue section, the giant Buzz.
That's supposed to explain your mission and the story of the ride. He was just standing there like...
Yeah, he just, struck a cool heroic pose, but it's like, he's not talking.
He's not talking, he's not moving, nothing's being explained. It's like, oh, I guess he's not working today.
So, the maintenance has slipped, and...
Yeah, and after we got home, I got a email from Disney asking me to take a survey, which I did. And I told them that. And it's like, your general maintenance needs to improve.
Yeah.
It's like, you need to stop trying to come up with new technology for a little bit and just work on the technology you got.
I mean, it did feel like there's still some innovation happening, such as the new rides in Toontown. Toontown. Thank you. Brain not doing the thing.
I was totally amazed by that ride. We went on Mickey's Runaway Railroad or something like that.
Run Amok Railroad.
Something like that.
Yeah. I'll find the correct name. Put it in.
Runaway Railway or something like that, or something like that. Anyway,
a whole new ride. They totally revamped.
It used to be the Gag Factory.
Yeah, which sad to see the Gag Factory go, but it was kind of eh.
Yeah, we always liked going there to shop, but they made good use of the space. But I was just totally amazed by the technology of it, because the whole thing was wire guided vehicles.
Yeah.
And, something we were talking about, that, in the heyday of wire guided vehicles, it just had to, all it had to do was take a car from here to there.
Because they came up with that for the Tower of Terror.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when the cutscene from the Twilight Zone ends.
And you got to move forward a little bit.
Yeah, into the actual
10
shaft.
feet or something.
But they wanted to move it quietly and smoothly, so they put the elevator car on caster wheels, and it moves forward just a little bit there.
Mm-hmm.
And so
so the whole ride, it's just a flat floor. There's no track. It's all in the vehicle, and you see little lines across the floor that's got the wires hidden in them. It's and you're being jerked around super fast, spinning around, going in, backing back out, and going a different way. I was just not so much amazed by the storyline, the ride of it.
Whiplash.
Yeah, I almost lost my ears. One guy did lose his hat. There's a hat laying in the middle. It
was a nice white Stetson or fedora.
It was a straw, whatever it was. But yeah, some guy lost his hat. But I was just amazed, not so much by the ride itself, which was good. It was very entertaining ride, but just the technology and the way they utilized it,
and also the projection technology that they're using in that.
Yeah, because
it's hard to tell what's a screen and what's not.
Yeah, because when you first go in, you're like watching a video, like an old timey cartoon.
Yeah.
You're in a theater, the El Capitan Theater. That's what it was.
Yeah, not instead of El Capitan.
El Capitan.
Yeah.
And you're watching this Mickey Mouse short, and
stop us now. I don't see how.
But Goofy ends up crashing into the screen, and then all the lights go out for a second, and then they flicker back on, and then there's a big hole where you walk through.
yeah. I mean, the cartoon's done in kind of this Merry Melodies kind of way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very, very early harkening back there. And it's that is amazing how they made that. It's that was a solid wall. Now there's a hole in it. And
it happens so seamlessly. Nobody noticed. Mark's how did they put the hole there? It's just magic.
Yeah. I'm as we're walking through, I'm kind of looking at it okay, where's the thing? How did they do this? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm looking for the smoke and mirrors effect here.
And that's just magic. It's magic.
I'm looking for the trap door.
Mm-hmm. But it was a fun ride, and
excellent.
Lily had watched it several times on TV, on YouTube, and we wrote it, and it's wow, the jerkiness does not come through on the video, because I was whoa.
Hats off to a lot of those podcasters with their iPros stuck to their head or whatever, and they did a good job of keeping their camera steady, because that does not come through.
Mm-hmm. But it was a fun ride, but I was just amazed by the technology and how far it's come, and the projection and the wire guide.
That is peak technology of this moment being used right there.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny. They pull a little Jurassic Park there where Goofy talks to the cast member. He's like, "Hey, you there." It's yeah, me. What do you need? Can you help these people in the cartoon while I get the train fixed? Yeah, sure. Come on, guys.
Yeah. Goofy
crashed his train
into the station, and then explodes, and he's hanging from a nail.
Yeah, from by his overalls, and he's like, well, I get the
a locomotive fixed.
Yeah, locomotive. He's like, can you help these people in the cartoon? And it's yeah, sure. Come on, you guys want to ride a train? So it's like the Jurassic Park when he was talking to the screen.
Yeah.
Like that. That's what it made me think of.
And they did it right. They did it well. There was a huge plot hole in the Jurassic Park.
Oh, yeah.
That's like, it's made for him. It's like the guy would have to be there every time they did that announcement. Otherwise, it wouldn't work.
Yeah, because he kept it general, just, hey, you there. Any cast member could have done it. So
Yeah. See, that it works. It works. So there is some innovation happening in the company and in the parks, which is good. That's a little bit of reassurance that not all is not lost.
Yeah, but they still need... If Walt saw the park in the condition it was when he went, people would be fired, and he would probably have a massive coronary.
Chipped paint, attractions. Buzz Lightyear's not working in the queue. That would not be acceptable.
It's called Buzz Lightyear's Astro Blasters. Buzz Lightyear was not working.
How do you have an attraction without the titular character?
Right.
It doesn't work, and it disrupts the story, and that's a big
the thing for Walt. Everything was about the story.
Yeah.
But
so
there were a lot of good parts, but us being turbo nerds, well, me being turbo nerds for Disney as I am, I nitpick.
Yeah, we are kind of nitpicky, like the chipped paint. That's kind of nitpicky. But on the whole, it's still a great experience. There's a lot of the park we didn't go to. We didn't spend a lot of time in Tomorrowland.
We didn't go to Star Wars Land at all because...
much to the amazement and chagrin of our friends.
Well, Lily's not a Star Wars fan. No. So Lily doesn't care. So, to be honest, I couldn't even find the damn thing.
It's on the other side of Frontierland.
That's what I heard, but we walked, past that path that goes behind Frontierland, and I didn't see anything saying, Star Wars Land, Galaxy's Edge, whatever the hell it's called. It's like, where is it?
No, I saw it.
Oh, you did?
Just, we were making plans okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do that. Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, using the DAS Pass system helped so much. And this is something that I'd gotten kind of mixed up because when I was doing my research on the DAS Pass, it was like, okay, this kind of sounds like the Genie Plus, just with a different name. And the lady talking to me is like, not really, because the Genie Plus... Yeah, the Genie Plus will give you expedited time frames to return. So we're like, say there's an hour-long queue, it might tell you to come back in a half hour or 40 minutes or something like that. Whereas the DAS Pass basically just holds your place in line at the normal rate. So Matterhorn had an hour-long queue, an hour later we went back. So it basically holds your place in line for you, but it doesn't get you through any faster. It just makes it to where you can go walk around and do other things while you wait.
Yeah. Like the Fast Pass used to do.
Yeah. Go figure.
It's like Finn. He's like, hey, that's exactly
only what I've been saying. Yeah. So
yeah.
I mean, it just sucks that this is something that's worked for years.
Yeah.
And the only reason they took it out would be greed.
Yeah.
Just pure bold-faced greed.
Yeah.
I mean, you're already charging people $150 per person, for children even.
Yeah.
Just to get through that gate. And then, you want to go on the rides faster? Cough up another $100.
Per person.
$30 per person. $100 total.
Oh, okay. Jeez.
Greed. Just greed. But
the churros are still great. We still got our Dole Whip.
Got our Dole Whip.
You get your Dole Whip and you go to the Tiki Lounge and you sit there and you watch the birds.
Mm-hmm.
All the birds sing words and the flowers croon.
In the tiki room. Lily liked the tiki room. Well, she's watched that one on TV before too. It's like the drummer started. She started doing the drummers.
Yeah, little drumming tikis.
Mm-hmm. I think she was just the whole thing was. She was just amazed by it because I think she was a little bit on sensory overload because she was just looking around at everything that was moving the whole time. It's like I kept like looking down at her, and
well, the whole room comes alive. And for those that don't know, Tiki Room is set up. It's kind of a cross-shaped room, and you're sitting at one of the extremes of the cross there, one of the arms of the cross, and the center of the stage is the fountain with the four birds. Jose, Fritz, Pierre, and Michael. And they kind of come down at the corners there. So, and they had to make it to where the whole room comes alive and everyone gets the same show, no matter where you're sitting.
Yeah.
So the whole room comes alive. So everyone gets to see a drumming tiki. Everyone gets to see the singing orchids. Everyone gets to see
the chanting tiki poles.
Tiki poles that are at the corners of the inward corners of the cross there. And
all the Glee Club birds and
the macaws,
the girls,
the toucans, and the girls,
the bird mobile.
Yeah. So it's really a brilliant design, and the whole room comes to life and moves and talks and sings. So for a kid, that could be a little overwhelming,
especially if they're autistic.
But she handled it.
She handled it. I think she was just more amazed by everything. It's like just trying to see everything.
Yeah, I think she was more awestruck than anything. And fascinated. It's just magic because she's watched the videos, and then to see something on YouTube and then go there and find out, wait, this exists? This is real?
This is a thing?
Yeah.
It's not just a show. I'm in the show.
I'm in the show. And also, kind of like when we were going to catch the Disneyland Railway, the train, catching that from Main Street to Toontown. We got there just in time to catch one of the mini parades.
Oh yeah, it was the Disneyland marching band.
Yeah.
We got there just as the marching band got to the railway station, and they had like the Fab Five, Mickey, Donald, Minnie, Goofy, Pluto,
plus
Chip and Dale.
Yeah. And
they were dancing and singing along, or dancing along with the marching band, and I was holding her so she can see, and the look of amazement on her face was priceless.
And
she was just totally in awe. It's like, there he is. That's Mickey and Minnie,
and for small kids, kids her age, to go to see the Tiki Room and the Jungle Cruise ride and the parades like that where you see the costume characters, those are real. When you're 8 years old, or when you're 8, when you're that age, those are real animals, and they're singing and dancing. Those birds are really singing. The walls are talking.
Yeah, and it is amazing.
It is amazing. It is pure magic.
And there was always a little bit of worry that she wasn't gonna like it. She was gonna cry. She wasn't gonna want to go on anything. But she did great.
Yeah.
And we couldn't have asked for a better day.
It was a magical day.
And we handled it well because we got there super early. And we had it.
Good strategy.
Yeah, we had it in our minds like, okay, we're going to get there super early. And midday, we're going to go back to the hotel and have a nap. And we did. And we went back. It was around 2:30.
We got back to the hotel about 2:30.
Around 2:30. And we laid down for about an hour and a half. Lily never went to sleep.
She was too excited.
So I never went to sleep. Well, she's not used to sleeping during the day anymore. Mark fell asleep.
I could fall asleep anywhere.
He could fall asleep anywhere. So we laid down and rested, and then we went back, and we were able to stay until after the fireworks, which was like 2 hours past Lily's bedtime, and she got through the whole day, got back to the hotel without being fussy at all.
I mean, you could tell she was tired.
You could tell she was tired, but she was having so much fun, she totally didn't care.
Yeah.
And it was around 5 o'clock or something, like 5:30-ish. when we'd gotten back to the park after our break, and like we have seen like people with small kids and strollers, and the kids are just crying or like upset. It's like they're tired. They've probably been going since rope drops, and
spend the whole day in the park. Now with a small child,
no, with a small child, no, you're gonna go somewhere and take a nap.
It's rough we've done it to where, open to close.
And it's hard on adults.
It is, especially when we were in our 20s.
Yeah, in our prime.
All the energy in the world,
Mm-hmm. And last time we went when she was 2, I got pictures of us kind of just set up on a bench in New Orleans Square, and she's conked out in your arms. Just...
Oh, well, 2-year-olds also will fall asleep anywhere.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people pushing strollers around, and kids were just like knocked out.
Yeah.
Those kids were done.
Yeah.
But, it was great. And it's still worth going. Disneyland's gone through a lot of changes, and there's been a lot of slips, but it's still worth it, I think.
Yeah, if you can save up enough money and plan far enough ahead to where you can, where you can go and have a good time.
Yeah.
It was kind of, I don't know if it's easier. It just seemed easier to me because we bought the tickets and booked the room so far in advance. We did like 3 months ago. And to have that all taken care of beforehand helped a lot. And it seemed easier. All I had to do was pull out the app and we were in.
And you had to handle something, Disneyland does reservations. You can't just go to the park.
Yeah. That when we bought our tickets online, it also made us a reservation. It's just I wasn't so sure because when we bought the tickets online, they sent me an email confirmation, and in the email confirmation says, "Park ticket is not enough. You also need a reservation." It's like, okay, well, how do I make a reservation? So I kept going to the website, trying to figure out how to make a reservation, and it doesn't just say you have a reservation. It's like you got to try and make a
concert ticket. You're like order confirmed.
Yeah, or maybe I was doing it wrong. I don't know, but it didn't just say you have a reservation. Instead, it's like I had to try and make a reservation, and it said you cannot make a reservation. You have reached your limit, and it's like, what the hell does that mean? So it's like I was like stressing out about it. It's like I don't want to get there and then them tell me I can't go in the park, which has happened to people.
Yeah.
And
so there are reports of that.
So I actually spent a day just kind of going through customer service, and it's like, oh, okay, there it is. That's where it says, okay, gotcha. It's like, okay, we got a reservation, we got our tickets, we got our hotel, we're good.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And so now we just have to figure out the whole DAS Pass thing. So
it takes a lot of work to make it work.
Yeah, but once you go, it's like totally worth it.
Yeah.
Just the look on Lily's face throughout the day, it made it so worth it.
Yeah.
Because, she was having the time of her life. I'm so glad we got to go.
Yeah, and I think we'll go again because there was a lot we didn't get to go. Maybe next time we'll go to I was called it Pixar Land, but yeah, DC.
Yeah, he keeps calling it Pixar Land.
It is. It's not DCA anymore. It's Pixar Land.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, the Tower of Terror, that's Galaxy's Edge.
Gardens of the Galaxy, yeah.
Gardens of the Galaxy.
It's Pixar / Marvel.
Yeah.
Land now. Because, basically all of the...
it's Pixar Pier now.
The Hollywood section of it has been turned into Marvel stuff.
Yep.
And Pixar Pier.
Pixar Pier took over the boardwalk.
Yeah.
That's what it used to be. They've changed the names to a lot of the rides that to be more Pixar. It's Pixar Land.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pixar Marvel. And
I was never really that big on California Adventures. I was brought up going to Disneyland. California Adventures just always kind of seemed like kind of meh.
Kind of the B-side.
Yeah. because in my opinion, there's only 2 rides worth going on there. In his opinion, there are 3. And
Screamin', Soarin', and Tower.
Yeah. I will not go on the tower anymore. I went on it once, so I can say I did, and I will never go on it again.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. She did go on it once. I was there, so... And, you know, that's fair. She tried it.
Yeah.
That's all anyone can ask. You know, you try it.
Yeah, the whole don't knock it till you tried it. Well, I tried it, and I'm knocking it, so.
No, it will, because it will turn your stomach. If you're not into that.
I hate drops.
Yeah.
I can't handle big drops.
And that's exactly what that ride does.
It's all it does. Other than shooting you back up just so they can drop you again. I mean, we haven't been on it since... I mean, I liked the whole creepy haunted hotel vibe. I don't know what the story of the Guardians of the Galaxy is anymore, but...
ever since they did that, I can't bring myself to go on it. I guess I'm bitter.
Yeah, I'm thinking next year we should go to Universal Studios.
Yeah?
Because we kind of looked into that this year because Lily's like so obsessed with Super Mario and...
True.
And she was, you know, going through like all these walkthroughs of Super Mario Land at Universal Studios that I actually looked into tickets for that. And it's like the tickets for Universal Studios are just as expensive as the tickets for Disneyland. So if we're not saving any money, we're going to Disneyland. So.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe next year we'll do that.
Yeah. Report back then.
Yeah. But, well, there will definitely be episodes of various things between then and now.
Well, yeah.
Obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But
going through the park, Tuesday is when we went. Today is Thursday. So day before yesterday. I guess it's something they do during the summer. It's called Pixar Fest.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more Pixar theming than usual. The fireworks show is all Pixar. And I was like, there was one point in the fireworks I was like, why the hell would you put this in a fireworks show? This is a scene that every single person who has ever watched this movie wants to forget. Why are you putting it in a fireworks show? And it's the scene.
Just stab us in the heart, why don't you?
Yeah, it's the scene from Toy Story 3 when they're
in the incinerator.
In the incinerator, and they're just closing their eyes, cringing, and waiting for their doom.
Why? Why would you do that to us? And, you know, okay, the first Toy Story came out in 95. Mm-hmm. That was literally 29, okay? That was 29 years ago. So for those of us that grew up we were 10 when that movie came out. Mm-hmm. So Toy Story was part of our childhood. And
that scene from Toy Story 3... when they're all just waiting for themselves to die.
That really is...
That is messed up.
That is the meme right there. You know, where somebody gets stabbed, like, right
in the childhood.
Yeah. That is that scene right there.
Everyone wants to forget that scene, and they put it in a fireworks show. I was like, why? For the love of God, why did you do that? I mean, yeah, they get saved at the last second, but...
There were other scenes they could have used. There were other scenes. You know, how about Woody and Bo standing on top of the merry-go-round at the end of 4?
Yeah.
Hey, there's an idea. Yeah.
They did have some up references in there, and it's Doug. It's like, hi, my name is Doug, and I just met you, and I love you. Squirrel.
Yeah. Oh my God. I only saw that movie once, but the character Doug, they really captured the mind of a dog.
It really did, yeah.
Squirrel!
I was hiding under the stairs because I love you. Just the unconditional love of a dog.
Especially, you know, big old golden labs like that are just the biggest cuddle bugs. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. They think they're lap dogs. They just want to curl up on you. I don't know why. I mean, that's... just how Labradors are.
But it's kind of cool because they did Coco, and because they project on the screen the castle now
the castle and the buildings on Main Street.
Yeah,
we were standing on Main Street.
We were about halfway down Main Street, about where the lockers were and Carnation Cafe is on either side of us. But on top of the buildings, they had the
They had the
Skulls.
arm flailing, inflatable tube man.
No, they had inflatable
Coco characters.
dead people.
Yeah.
The dead people from Coco, because they made the buildings look like the Flower Bridge.
Yeah.
So they're projecting, them walking over the Flower Bridge, and they had all these skeletons on top of the buildings. I thought that was cool.
That was a really nice effect. That was pretty neat.
Like, there was a time right before we got in line, or found a spot to watch the fireworks. Mark went on the Astro Orbiters.
Yeah.
With Lily, and my back would hurt so bad. My legs hurt so bad at that point. I was just like, "You guys go. I'm just going to sit down." And so I'm sitting on this planter, and this lady is standing next to me, and she's like, leans over. She's like, "Have you seen a Disneyland fireworks before?" I was like, "It's been a long time." She's like, "Because you can kind of see the castle from where we were." She's like, "Is this a good spot to look?" And I was like, "You might want to go a little bit more towards Main Street because they project onto the castle now. And you'd be able to see the fireworks from here, but you won't be able to see all the other extras." She's like, "Oh, okay, gotcha."
Yeah. Yeah, they started like roping off sections of the street for standing room at getting ready for the fireworks show.
What they did is the street part was just for the fireworks.
It was standing room, yeah.
Standing room only, waiting for the fireworks. This sidewalks is for people moving. And they have like certain routes you have to take.
Yeah, this Main Street going up and around the partner statue, the hub around the partner statue.
So if you're wanting to go to Adventureland, which is, the first left off, Main Street, you have to go right and it's like a roundabout. Go all the way around until you get to Adventureland.
Europeans and your crazy roundabouts. Well, I mean, actually, it was because Walt was one of the inspirations for Walt. The design, the central hub design, was some park Walt saw years before and said,
"Yeah, he went to a lot of county fairs,
but
research.
also other parks that were in Europe, and there was all the lights were." It's in the Then, Now, and Forever book, I think, or something like that. One of our books.
Excuse me.
Various things that he went and saw early on that inspired that were served as part of the inspiration for Mickey Mouse Park on Buena Vista.
Well, he wanted to put a big central hub in the middle because some of the county fairs and places he went to on research, he got lost.
Yeah.
He had no idea how to find his way back to where he was going, so he wanted to make it easy to get back to the center, and from there you can go to any land you need to.
Yeah.
It's just to keep people from getting lost.
Yeah. Which, the county fair at Fresno County Fair is pretty much the same year every year, and you can still get lost in there. Mm-hmm. Just because the grounds are that big and everything's confusing and it's just crazy. And I sometimes suspect they do it on purpose. Because
everything's a conspiracy to him.
Well, I base that on the fact that grocery stores and shopping centers do this on purpose.
Mm-hmm. Has been proven, yes.
And they do it to keep you in the store longer. The longer you're in there, the more likely you are to buy more stuff, to impulse buy. They're going to wear you down. It's a battle of attrition. The longer you're in the store, the more likely you are to put things you didn't plan on getting in the cart.
And that worked today because when I make a grocery list, I went and got groceries today. And when I make a grocery list, I have the floor plan for the grocery store in my mind. And I make my list starting from the front of the store to the back. Because if I don't do that, I'm going to forget something. And I'm going to have to go back and forth.
And then they move stuff.
And, well, that happened today because the store I usually go to, the power was out. So I had to go to the other store that doesn't have the same layout. So I had to go back and forth a few times because I forgot things because my list was all messed up.
Yeah.
But, while I was walking around trying to find where everything was, it's like, oh, tuna. We haven't had tuna in a while. I'll put that in there.
It works.
Oh, here, Lily. They've got the pop bowls you like. Here, let's put those in. Yeah, it worked.
It works.
It worked, and it worked
I mean,
on
there
me.
there are
but-
some devious things stores do to keep you in there and make you buy stuff, and or to induce you to do it. Brands pay extra to get the eye level shelves. Those are the coveted positions versus being up higher and up lower, because you're more likely to buy things that are at eye level.
And one thing we learned is people don't do this, and they don't do this.
Nope, they do not look up, they do not look down. Doing those things can actually save you money. Looking up and looking down can save you money at the stores, because you will find a product that you're looking for, probably for $1 or less, on the bottom shelf. You might even find a version of it you didn't know existed.
But anyway, so yeah, Disneyland was great. Lily was great. I got a really cool souvenir. This is my souvenir. I don't know if you can see it on this screen,
Yeah.
but it's a journal. I love journals. I'm a
She
sucker for
loves
journals.
Stationery.
I love stationery, and it looks like the opening book at the beginning of Snow White. You know, it shows the book, and it opens, and it tells the story. And see, they got it in there. And the story of, you know, the rundown of the evil queen and Snow White and all that. And
Lots of
it was
gold.
it was beautiful, and it was Snow White, and I had to get it.
Well, she's the OP. You know, Snow White's a girl.
Oh, the original princess. That's right.
Yeah, anybody ever tells you cartoons are just for children, tell them they're dead freaking wrong, and Walt proved them that in 1937.
Yeah, because it was mostly adults that went to the premiere of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
And it rocked everyone's world.
A lot of people left with tears in their eyes. So,
And no way a cartoon can carry the
feature length.
feature length and bring the emotions of a live action movie. Hold my tea. Hold my drink.
Hold my pipe.
Yeah.
Lily got this cool little
And she put it together?
yeah, this is from the Lego store in downtown Disney. It's got Rapunzel on it, and you turn a key. It's supposed to look like a music box. Obviously it doesn't play music, but she spins around, and she put it together. Mark helped her a little bit, but she went through and she powered through, and she's been playing with it ever since.
Yeah.
She likes to take Rapunzel off and take her apart, because she comes off in 3 sections, and then she'll put her back together and put her back on. And
Yeah, she hasn't been brave enough to take apart the box.
so she took apart the little turntable here on top, but the couple times she did that, she realized she couldn't get it back on. She brought it to us. And I tried to do it. I couldn't get it on, so I was like, here, Mark, you do it.
And then I just do it one-handed.
So, and Mark's wearing his souvenir. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a partner statue shirt.
It was too awesome. I had to have it.
It's pretty
There you
awesome, yeah. And we also got Lily a talking Jessie doll.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, she had Buzz and she has Woody, so she needed a Jessie.
yeah. And she's been playing with that all day. So, this little dealie here was only $10, which at the Lego store in downtown Disney was pretty darn cheap.
Yeah.
And she's already gotten her $10 worth out of that thing.
I was really surprised. Well, I mean, the journal you got was what, 40?
35.
35, and the shirt was 20. Well, it was 30. 30 for one shirt and 25 when you buy two. So, but it was 30. I mean, so that's not too bad for souvenirs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
We
think the
each got
price-
something. We got something cool. And
I know that the ticket prices have gone way up,
Yeah.
but the souvenir prices haven't really
Yeah.
spiked.
when I saw this, I thought for sure it was going to be like $60.
Yeah.
But it was only 35. I was like, I'm going to come back and get that.
Yeah. And actually, something I was thinking about, I'm really happy to see the return of variety in the souvenir shops. Last couple times we went there, I noticed that it's like everything's a hat shop. Like every other shelf was just ball caps.
Well, I mean, there are the shops dedicated to the hats. I mean, there are 2 Mad Hatter shops.
Yeah.
One by Alice and one on Main Street. But it's like, usually it's just coffee mugs, hats, shirts,
Yeah.
sweatshirts,
But it was like every store was like that.
or pins.
Yeah. And it's like, it was just kind of, well, there was no uniqueness to it. And that kind of bugged me. So I was happy to see a little bit of uniqueness come back to each shop.
There was a lot that was like, ooh, I want that. Ooh, I want that.
Yeah. It's hard to not just impulse buy your way through the gift shops.
Going to Disneyland with not a whole lot of spending money is probably a good thing. It's like, ooh.
No, you're supposed to take a ton of spending money.
Yeah, I know, but we didn't. But yeah, we each got something cool. You know, no need to go overboard.
Yeah, and it's like I said, overall, it's worth it. There's some things that turbo nerds like us notice, and there were some things of
nitpicky.
Why is Buzz not working?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't there used to be a pirate there?
Yeah.
I was a little upset that Mr. Lincoln wasn't working. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, he was closed for refurbishment. All of Critter Country, from the Haunted Mansion back, was closed because Haunted Mansion, they're redoing the queue area, and so that's completely closed off, and everything behind it is closed for the construction of the Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Changing the Splash Mountain. So Winnie the Pooh, Pooh Corner, all that was closed off.
I'm sad to see Splash Mountain go, but it kind of makes sense. It's getting pretty dated.
Sense. Yeah.
I mean, the animals were recycled from America Sings, and that was like almost an opening day.
No, it was in the
like
70s.
70s? Okay.
Well, early 70s, I think.
Early 70s, yeah. It was getting pretty dated. It needed an
I mean,
upgrade.
Burl Ives saying on it. Come on.
Sam the Snowman.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, it was America Scenes Mach 2. If you'd seen, I'd never personally saw America Scenes because it was gone before I was born, but I've seen videos online and seeing the characters from that being put into it's like, yeah, that was from there. Basically, all the characters in Splash Mountain that's not Brer Rabbit, Brer Bear, or Brer Fox were from America Scenes.
Yeah. So sad to see that go, but it kind of makes sense. I
mean, okay, I agree it's dated and needs to, be revamped, but I think they could have done it a little bit better in character, because they were just trying to appease the woke criers by taking some of the South out and putting Tiana's in there.
There is kinda, yeah.
Say, I don't mind Tiana. I don't mind the Princess and the Frog.
It's a decent movie.
Yeah, it's a decent movie, and I like the characters. It's the reason why they did it.
Yeah, not the what, the why.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, it could be great. I don't know. I haven't gone on it. I haven't seen any videos of it yet, so I just figured it was pandering.
It could be.
Put a chicken in Maker K.
Yeah, thanks, Kathleen Kennedy.
But the Panderverse, that was so funny.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
hats off to South Park for staying true to their mission of just
pissing people off.
Pissing people off, the thin-skinned snowflakes, it's like, and what are the overly privileged thin-skinned snowflakes offended by this week?
Anyway, we're not going to go off on politics right now, but
no,
it is getting late.
Or even culture problems.
Yeah, it is getting late, and so we need to wrap up.
Yeah.
But yeah, all things considered, this is a great trip to Disneyland. If you're going to get the DAS pass, do it at the park. Don't do it on because
don't do it online.
Don't do it online. It's still broken.
And get
maybe give them another 6 months to iron out all the kinks, because I tried it on 3.
You tried your phone, a tablet, and a desktop.
Yeah, 4 different devices on 3 different browsers, and none of it worked. It kept kicking you out and kicking me back to the end of the queue. So
yeah,
scratch that. Give them a few more months to work the kinks out on that. Go to guest services before the park opens, and
get up early. It'll be worth it.
Yeah, take a break in the middle of the day. It'll be worth it.
Wear comfortable shoes.
Comfortable clothes. Wear sunscreen.
Yeah. Leggings are not pants.
Oh my god. Neither are underwear.
underwear or swim bottoms. Why?
The things we saw people wearing there, it's just like...
When did we get to Walmart?
Exactly!
When did Disneyland become, the pick people of Walmart website?
There was a very large woman wearing basically swimsuit bottoms instead of pants, and she had socks that were pulled up to her knees, and
A lot
her...
of people were doing that. It's like, why?
And also, something else I noticed is skin-tight bodysuits. The kinds you get in, pull up all over you.
Yeah, the leotard.
The leotards, but shorts. And all the women who were wearing those were overweight too. And it's just like, have you
Nope.
No.
Nope. Kardashians,
I was about to say, the trends are everything. The women with shorts halfway up their ass, the overweight women wearing skin-tight stuff or no pants. They'd be all like, you need pants to fly. But
that's a whole, we could do
we're not going to get up on a soapbox about that now, but
we could do a culture episode if we wanted to.
But yeah, the people there and some of the things they were wearing is just like, oh my God.
Yeah. But
I was wearing jeans and a shirt.
Yep.
Jeans and a t-shirt.
Just wear normal clothes.
Yeah.
Okay, just wear normal clothes. Wear some good walking shoes.
Wear something
hat,
comfortable.
Sunscreen. You're going to be fine.
Yeah. Because, I see a lot of people, Disney bounding is a big thing. And I see a lot of Disney bounding, but it's like, at the same time, it's like, that looks really uncomfortable.
Disney bounding?
Disney bounding is where you wear a outfit that's not exactly like one of the characters, but it resembles it. Like if I were to wear a yellow skirt, a blue blouse, and like a red ribbon in my hair.
Okay, I did see a couple girls doing that. Yeah, they're
Disney bounding is what it's called.
Okay.
So, which is good for adults if you want to dress up and go to the park because you're not actually portraying the characters, which adults are not allowed to do because it can be confusing to the kids. The kids can dress up as the princesses all they want.
Yes.
But the adults can't do it because it's disillusioning.
They will turn you away at the gate.
They'll tell you to go change, yes. Because
the reason for that is I think they used to let adults in costume into the park, and
it was causing confusion
for the kids. Yeah. Because,
it's like, okay, there's a Snow White there and there's a Snow White there.
Right. And not only that, but some kid runs up to some random person who's dressed as Cinderella, and that person's just like, get away from me, kid.
Mm-hmm.
Cinderella was mean to me.
Exactly. So
explain that to a 5-year-old. They're not going to understand that that's not Cinderella.
Mm-hmm.
They're 5.
Yeah.
That is Cinderella.
So only on certain days are adults allowed to, like, during Halloween.
Yeah.
The Halloween parties, are they allowed to go in character? But, so instead they do the Disney bounding, which resembles them, but you can still tell it's not the real princess.
Okay. So costume adjacent.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, that's kind of fun. That's kind of neat.
Yeah, if I had time, because, we had Lily's party and then we had this trip. It's like if I had time between the two, I probably would have put something together, but
yeah, I
just didn't have the time.
And it's probably not easy to find yellow pants.
It's really not easy to find yellow skirts. I've been looking for a long time. I'm going to have to just make one. But anyway, so it's getting late. We're going to wrap up.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's a lot of money, but if you do it right, it's worth it.
Yeah. And on that note, we will see you later. MICKEYMOUSE. Yeah, I'm not going to do the Musketeers exit. But,
yeah, so.
Well, shall we just end? That's it.
That is the end.
That is the end. Okay. Yeah, we're not very good with the outros or the intros.
No.
So,
Toodles.
bye.